are Lone Wolf, Satanta, Satank, and Kicking Bird of the Kiowa, Black Kettle, Medicine Arrow, and Bull Bear of the Cheyenne, Little Raven, Spotted Wolf, and Yellow Bear of the Arapaho, Tin Bears of the Comanche, and Poor Bear, Iron Shirt, and Crow of the Apache. Listen now as Stanley interviews the sergeant.
Sergeant, how many Indians do you think are camped around here?
Oh, who can count when they're spread out like this? Some say 10,000, some say 20,000. And I'd say between 15 and 20,000. All of the great tribes are in more or less of a straight line. The Comanche, Kiowa, Arapaho, Apache, and way over by themselves, the Cheyenne.
Do you think they'll agree to sign the treaty?
They will. They got to. Winter's coming on, and they ain't got no place to go. They don't want to sign. It's belittling to them. But they can see the letters in the sand.
What do you mean?
Well, they're finished. This just makes it official. There are no more buffalo. There's no way for them to survive around here no more. They know it. It's a bitter pill. But they was the ones that picked this place to meet, ain't they?
So they say. Do you think this treaty will really stop the raids on settlers, the kidnapping of women and children, and those raids on the Union Pacific Railroad that slowed down expansion?
Well, I'm just a sergeant, but for what it's worth, I think it will help. I'll bet on the Union Pacific finishing the road, but there will always be hotheads. And it will be a long time before them Indians forget Sand Creek.
You mean Chivington's massacre of 300 Cheyenne men, women, and children, including Black Kettle's own brother, White Antelope, while he was flying the American flag? It's no wonder the Indians don't trust the Great White Father.
Yeah, it won't be easy for them Cheyennes to get that way. They're tough and treacherous. The products were all coming to the power Carson. That Cheyenne wearing war paint and they're riding the hell family around us. I'll be calm, Stanley. Don't show you through either.
Sergeant, this is purely academic. Do you think we're safe?
Those guns, old iron bridges, have trained on their but you never know.
Well, we'll soon know. Here come the commissioners, and here come the brass.
Yeah, here comes them chiefs. I never thought I'd live to see so many of them in one place.
There's Standing Bear, Tin Bears, Little Raven, Wolf Sleep, and Grayhead.
Yeah, here comes Black Kettle and Satanta. They don't look none too happy.
By the way, Sergeant, what's in all those boxes? Presents for the Indians?
Yeah, there's thousands of cast-off uniforms and other junk as peace offerings. You know the first damn thing they'll do to them army trousers? They'll cut the seat out of them and wear them like leggings.
Sounds comfortable, but maybe a little drafty.
Well, come on, Stanley. We better get on back to our side.
Right you are, Sergeant. Thank you for the interview.
Please from Oklahoma City.
Okay. I just don't like that.
Okay. To start the Peace Council, the Honorable N.G. Taylor addresses the gathering.
The Great Father has heard there is trouble, and he has sent us here to see for ourselves and to make peace. We have some military men with us because we were traveling through a wild country. We wanted them to protect us on the road. We have heard there is trouble north, and we must finish our business here and counsel with them. We hope to make a full and lasting peace with you people here.
Following Taylor's greeting, each chief presented his complaints and claims.
Little Raven talked of damages, back annuities owed the Indians, and the cause of the war, which he attributes to Shivington's raid.
Stumbling Bear spoke of slaughtered buffalo and the wastefulness of the white man. The chiefs took great pride in their oratorical abilities and were masters at presenting their pleas in highly persuasive terms and with great graceful gestures. These speeches historically went on for days and days.
Gray had talked of many military posts now being established in the West. While the negotiations went on during the day, the white men whom the Indians trusted, Kit Carson, John C. Fremont, Jess Chisholm, and William Bent, assured the Indians in private powwows that the white man would keep his word.
The speech of Tin Bears was typical of the poetic sweep, oratorical majesty, and impassioned persuasion of the Indians' formal speech. The woman in red is Tin Bear's interpreter, Mrs. Adams.
My heart is filled with joy when I see you here, as brooks fill with water when the snow melts in the spring. And I feel glad, as the ponies do, when the fresh grass starts in the beginning of the year. My people have never first drawn arrow or fired a gun against the whites. It was you who sent the first warrior, and we who sent the second. They made sorrow come in our camps, and we went out like the buffalo bulls when the cows are attacked. When we found them, we killed them, and their scalps hang in our lodges. I was born upon the prairie where the wind blows free, and there was nothing to break the light or sun. I want to die there, and not within walls. Why do you ask us to leave the rivers and the sun and the wind and live in houses? Do not ask us to give up the buffalo for sheep. The white man has the country which we love, and we only wish to wander on the prairie until we die. I want no blood upon my land to stain the grass. I want it all clear and pure, and wish it so that all of my people who go through may find peace when they come in and leave with it when they go out.
These were the points of the treaty patiently explained by the commissioners to the chief. Number 1, never again will Indians capture or carry off from settlements white women or children. Number 2, they will permit the peaceable construction of any railroad not passing over their reservation. Number 3, they will never kill or scalp white men or attempt to do them harm. Number 4, they will not attack any wagon train. Number 5, they agree to withdraw all opposition to the military posts now established in the Western Territory. For signing the treaty, the government would agree to build warehouses, agencies, a physician's residence, a carpenter's workshop, a black shop work, a miller's building, an engineer's building, a school, a sawmill, and other community structures. There would be land allotments of 320 acres to families and 80 acres to single adults. Indians would receive preferential employment on reservations and prizes of $300 for the best crops as an incentive to work the land.
Reluctantly, the chiefs filed in line to sign the document. Not being able to write the white man's language, they symbolically touched the feather.
The Cheyenne chief is adamant He refuses to sign. He performs a daring coup. He steals the peace treaty document and hands it to the apprehend the courageous young brave. The peace treaty is returned. And the Cheyenne chief touches the feather. Neither side kept the provisions of the treaty completely. It was of singular importance in symbolizing the end of the Plains Indians' way of life and the opening up of this part of the country to white settlement. It was the largest council ever held with some of the most interesting leaders of the Plains Indians and Wild West frontiersmen ever assembled in one place.
But as with all living things, there was an orderly progression of growth, maturity, death, and rebirth. Life started from sparse beginnings, blossomed, wilted, and died, but not before scattering the seeds behind for the next cycle of life.